being separated, we want to have all of the amenities of the world systems and the world structures, but we want the blessings of God alongside that. And frankly, what we don't realize we're doing is we're telling God his way is simply not enough. To be separated unto God, to be a holy people set apart to him, means that there are some things that we won't have privilege to. But not having privilege to those things does not remove the benefits that we have from God. Now, we lose out a lot on our spiritual benefits to God because of the alliances that we make in this world system that we live in. We're so afraid that if I take a stance for God, I'm not going to have the support that I need. If I take a stance for God, I might lose my job. If I take a stance for God, I might be persecuted, or I might receive backlash, judgment, backbiting, critique. And frankly, as believers, we take a stance for God boldly. We do that with the understanding that, as the Hebrew boys said, if we die, we die. Now, for many, that sounds extreme, right? Considering death. But scripture tells us that those who lose their life for Christ's sake will gain it. And truthfully, that can be measured in both spiritual and natural capacities. Naturally, if you lose your life physically for God's sake, then be it unto you that you rise in the resurrection. But if you lose if you lose your spiritual life, if you lose yourself spiritually, not a physical mortal man, but if you lose your life in the flesh, not the physical flesh, but the flesh nature, if you lose yourself in the flesh nature, you gain a greater spiritual domain. You gain a greater spiritual advantage. Meaning, I've decided that the desires that the world presents to me, that the desires that the world can afford me, are no longer my desires. These are things that no longer please me. And unfortunately, what we're seeing is we're seeing the mixing and the matching of believers and world systems and world structures. Now, I want to stop here and